Hello, second grade Smarties, and welcome to lesson 24 of Module 1, A Season of Change. So we are going to be answering our pizza slice question today, and that is, how does weather impact leaves in fall? We are going to answer that question with a writing task. So as we go through this lesson, you will need pencils and paper to do your writing tasks. So go ahead and pause if you need to go get your paper and your pencil. If not, let's keep going. All right, so our pizza slice question is, how does the weather impact leaves in fall? The pizza bite question that we are going to answer today is, how does our book build my knowledge of changes in nature in fall? So how does this book build the stuff that makes our brain stronger about changes in nature during fall? So think about what you have learned about the season of fall and about what happens to leaves during fall and why that happens, and how does that build your knowledge? How can you use that information in your life? So today we are going to be answering this question: how does weather impact leaves in fall? Okay, yesterday we looked at this evidence organizer. It talks about what happens to leaves during the spring and summer, and then what happens to make leaves change colors, and what colors we see in the fall. So with our writing task, we are going to need a topic statement. And we worked on this yesterday. So we will have our topic statement, which answers the question, how does weather impact leaves in fall? Then we are going to have 3 sentences with evidence, and we're going to use first, then, and finally to start those sentences. And then the last sentence we are going to have is the conclusion. That was our last sentence in our informational writing. And the conclusion answers the same question that we answered with our topic statement, but we use different words to wrap it up. We don't want to take it word for word what we said in the topic statement, but we want it to match the answer to the question. So Miss Mason is actually going to guide you through our writing task. So Miss Mason is going to hit escape, and we are going to go to a whiteboard screen. So Miss Mason's going to be writing this with you. So go ahead and get your paper and pencil, and we are going to start with our topic statement. So remember, the topic statement is answering the question, how does weather impact leaves? So our topic statement needs to answer this question. So yesterday we did a topic statement together in Edpuzzle. So we are going to write that same topic statement to answer this question, and then we're going to use our evidence chart to complete the rest of our sentences. All right, let's go for it. So our topic statement is going to answer and use words like weather, impact, and leaves. So what happens with the weather that makes the leaf change colors? The weather changes, right? So we could say the changes in weather impact leaves in fall, because we're talking about the season of fall. And think about, what do I need at the end of my sentence? A period. You have got it. All right. So our next step is to write our first sentence of evidence. So first, what happens to leaves during the spring and fall? First, leaves in the spring have blank. I'm going to let you finish that. So first, leaves in the spring have what? Look at our evidence. It tells us right here, they get lots of sun and water, and they make chlorophyll with that bright green color. So that's what happens in the spring and summer. Then, so here's our next sentence. Then, so remember, you're writing this with me. So pause the video if you need to finish your first piece of evidence. Okay, we're going to move on to our second piece of evidence, the middle. Then the weather, actually, then leaves in the fall get less what? What do they get less of? So pause the video, look at our middle section, and tell me what are leaves getting less of? They're getting less sunlight and cold air. They're getting less sunlight and the weather is getting colder, so that chlorophyll it stops producing in the leaves. Finally, and we're going to move this to here. So finally, what happens to the leaves? Finally, the leaves change blank. And what are they helping? What do the leaves help? And help trees blank. So finish that sentence. Finally, the leaves change color and help trees get ready for. Finish that sentence. All right. Now we have our conclusion. Remember, our conclusion is answering that question again. How does the weather impact leaves? Leaves have, or let's see. Miss Mason's thinking. So I'm going to think about it. So use this time to finish your sentence. I'm going to think back. Miss Mason is trying to use my knowledge of how to write conclusions. What did I learn about conclusions? Let me look back at my topic statement. The changes in weather impact leaves in fall. So I'm going to start with weather, or fall. Fall weather causes leaves to go through blank. I'm going to let you finish this sentence. Fall weather causes leaves to go through. All right, Smarties. So this is our informational writing. Okay, so we should have 5 sentences. So 1 for our topic statement, 3 for our juicy evidence and details, and our conclusion, which wraps up all of the writing. All right, so pause the video if you need to finish your writing. When you finish writing your paper, Over this focusing task question, I want you to send a picture of your writing to me in Seesaw. Make sure to send a picture of your finished writing in Seesaw. All right, let's go back to our classroom. We're going to hit present. I can't wait to see your guys' finished writing. All right, so we are going to move on to how this book has built our knowledge. So you guys just did a whole writing task about how the weather impacts leaves during the season of fall. So when we are talking about how this has built our knowledge, I want you to think, what did you learn about leaves and trees during the fall? Tell me in the Ed Puzzle. I learned that leaves create chlorophyll that causes that green color that we see when the leaves get lots of sunlight and water during spring and summer. I learned that in the fall that leaves get less sunlight, which means those natural pigments of yellow, orange, red, or brown come out in the leaves. So maybe you said something different. Maybe you said you learned that leaves need water to create chlorophyll. Maybe you said that leaves feed the tree with that sugar. I can't wait to see what you said. Number 2 that you're going to answer in the Ed Puzzle. How did we use key terms to help understand the book? So yesterday and the day before, we talked about keywords like chlorophyll, water, sunlight, leaves, changes, and did we have another one? I think we had another one, but it's been a couple days. So we talked about those key terms and where we found them in the book. Why did we use those key terms? What did those key terms help us understand? Tell me in the Ed Puzzle. They helped us understand the main topic, right? So all of those key terms helped us put together the main topic of the book. All right. And third is, what did we learn to add at the end of an informational paragraph? Tell me in the Ed Puzzle. We learned how to add a conclusion to our informational paragraphs, and that wraps up what we were saying about the evidence and the answer to our question. All right, and we are going to wrap this lesson up with a deep dive talking about conjunctions. So conjunctions are words that connect two sentences into one compound sentence. So we take two shorter sentences and we use one of these words to put it together. So here are some conjunctions that we use in writing to make it more interesting. For, and, nor. We don't use this word a lot, but it is a conjunction. But, so, or, and yet. So let's look at some examples of sentences with conjunctions. He went to the store and got some ice cream. So what I did was I had two sentences. He went to the store, he got some ice cream. But I put those two together and put the word and between store and got to make it one sentence. Okay, for this next one, I was feeling sick, so I stayed home from school. So I was feeling sick could be one sentence. I could put a period there. And then I could say, I stayed home from school, period. But I can use so to explain something that happens next. I was feeling sick, so I stayed home from school. Here's another sentence with a conjunction. Would you like to go to the park or to the movies? I use or when I am comparing something or giving options. Would you like to go to the park? Would you like to go to the movies? So I put these two simple sentences together to make a compound sentence using or. And then our last sentence is, he wanted to go outside, but it was raining. But tells me, it explains why I can or cannot do something. So I could have just said, he wanted to go outside, it was raining. so he could not. But I put the word but between those two to make it a compound sentence to make it more interesting. All right, friends. So today for our deep dive, we talked about conjunctions. Conjunctions are connector words. All right, Smarties, as always, remember to keep that growth mindset. Good learners do hard things, and never forget that it is okay to make mistakes. I will see you guys next time with another Wit and Wisdom lesson. Bye, guys.